Hello and welcome to TikTok. I'm your host, Logan Paul. Thank you for tuning in. We had almost 40 views, maybe even almost 35 views on the last one. So thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. It was a little scattered. I'm going to be on top of just some less topics today. Less topics because we got more important stuff to talk about. We'll get right into the most important one right now. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods got in a car accident. Pretty crazy. The scary images of Tiger's vehicle all smashed up were on the news. And, you know, if you don't know, Tiger's already had the greatest comeback in the history of sports. And I have a bit of a theory as to what happened. And they're not talking about it on the news. And it's real. This is a real one. So stick around to find out. But we'll talk about Tiger a little bit first. We know that he had the issue with his wife way back. And he was taking pills. And he already got in trouble for driving around on pills once. But I do think that the incident with his wife changed things because he had like 14 girlfriends or something. And then his wife chased him around with a golf club. I think she may have beaten the girls out of him. I'm not 100% sure. I think she beat all the problems out of him, or she at least scared them out of him with that golf club. Because if you notice, after all that, you never really heard much about Tiger's girlfriends. That was it. It was like he has all these girlfriends. This happened with his wife. But, you know, it's almost like as he got better at golf again, everyone was like, no, he's probably a better human too. Do we have any reason to believe Tiger doesn't have 40 girlfriends now? Maybe more? You don't hear any talk about it. But I feel for Tiger. You know, everywhere he goes, he's got to get photos taken of him. And when I thought about it on the news, when they had this guy, the officer that found him, they had him on the news, and you could tell the guy was like, I looked in and I was like, what's your name? And it was Tiger, and I knew who it was right away. And if you're Tiger, you know that face, and you've seen it too many times. You know, Tiger is so famous that I'm sure that people just don't leave him alone. And then golf fans, probably entitled people, like, I'm only going to see him once. I don't care if this is his father's funeral. I'm getting a photo, and Tiger's there just hand on his dad's chest. Last moments before dad's soul goes to the afterlife, and there's people there just like, let me hold on. I know I'm the biggest fan. Trust me, I bought one of your shirts once. I'm here with Tiger, and he's just tears coming down his face. That's Tiger. So he sees that face. Imagine you're Tiger. You've rolled your vehicle. Okay, and I'm going to get into the real reason that I think he may have rolled his vehicle, and it's a science thing. It's not rumor. It's a science thing. So you're Tiger. You've rolled your vehicle, and the vehicle's in the ditch. And you're sitting there and you're like, man, I'm good at golf, right? And you're like, oh, my life is so good, but it's not good right now because I'm trapped in this vehicle in a ditch. I'm down in a valley, basically. And your legs may or not be broken. So you're just sitting there. And then you're like, oh, thank God there's an officer that's going to do his job to the best of his ability. He's going to be professional and do his job. And this guy walks up and you see the face that you've seen your whole life. And you're like, no, please just save me. I'll do whatever. I'll sign your golf club. And the guy's just like, hey, and he said on the news, he was like, I pretended to not know him. He knew you knew him. You know, I'm Tiger. I need your help. I rolled the vehicle. And he's just like, just sit right there, Mr. Woods. We've got help on the way. But first, could you help me? I've been swinging. Look, I have this slice that I've been working on, and Tiger's just like, oh God, the pain. He grabs the wiper because it's all smashed off the vehicle, and the officer's like, so when I fall, is it the follow through that I'm having a problem? I'm only ever going to be around you this one time, and you're sort of stuck there. You're stuck in this chair here. What a better time to get some golf tips from old Tiger. Tiger's just in so much pain. He's all whacked out on the pills that made him crash or whatever. And he's just looking over, but he also is so good at this stuff. He's like, look, it's your grip. Officer Gonzalez, it's your grip. That's his real name. Officer Gonzalez, it's your grip. Okay, you need to, your palms need to tilt. That's why you're slicing. Okay, can we do the ambulance now though? Could we possibly, yeah, because of the broken legs. But Tiger. So that would be brutal. That would be brutal for Tiger. When I saw the officer on the news, I was like, oh man. But what happened to old Tiger? What do you think happened? So on the news today, this happened this week. Today's Sunday, beautiful Sunday afternoon. This happened this week. And today they're like, was Tiger asleep at the wheel? And I think that's what a lot of people probably thought because of all the incidents in the past. But I have a feeling. So hear me out. I love the show Deadliest Catch. All right. It's a great show. It's about people crab fishing in the ocean. And it's pretty crazy. It's actually probably the craziest reality show there is because the boats sink sometimes. Not on the show yet, but people do go overboard crazy. One of the craziest things that happens, and keep in mind this relates to Tiger, one of the craziest things that happens is that when the boat's out there and there's a storm, it freezes and ice collects on the top of the boat, and then the boat gets too top heavy and it just sinks in a matter of seconds. These boats that are like almost like the Titanic designed not to sink, but they sink, and it's because it's too top heavy. They always show this graphic and you're like, oh my God, as you watch the show, you're like, God, beat that ice. And then they have to hang off of the side of the boat, just man or woman power, beating the ice off in order to beat the clock, beat Mother Nature. It's you versus Mother Nature, and all you have is a hammer, and you're in the ocean. You're in Mother Nature's home court. So how does this tie into Tiger? Okay, Tiger is driving along in his SUV, and he has his girlfriends with him. And if it was you and your girlfriends, you'd probably only have 1, 2, maybe 4 at the max. Tiger in his SUV has 8, 9 girlfriends on the inside. Then, of course, to get the full 14, we've got girls on the top. We've now made the SUV top heavy. So he's barreling down the road, high as a kite on pills that he's prescribed, and as a multiple Masters winner should be allowed to do. You know, he's this between him and his doctor. So he's high as a kite, driving down the road with all of his girlfriends in the SUV. The girlfriends on the top got top heavy. And that's when the SUV rolled. Now, when you see the pictures, you don't see any of these girls in the photos because as the SUV rolled, it was no problem. These are all aerobics teachers, cheerleaders, and yoga teachers. They were fine, you know? They were probably up on top like, Tiger, you still awake? You driving? Okay, you're good. Namaste, namaste. And then that thing started to roll and they just exhale. Exhale as you fly. Fly with me. And they were all just in perfect shape. They all tucked. The cheerleaders tuck and rolled, cartwheeled out. They're all just so athletic, so fit. And then they didn't want to embarrass Tiger when Officer Gonzalez got there. So they're out. So they're jogged up the mountain. They head up, you know, it was on a mountain. So I imagine probably just did a yoga class or something, enjoyed the jog home, the 13K to get them ready for the 44K for the ultra marathon they have coming up or whatever they're up to. And I know you're not going to see that on the news. You're not going to see the top heavy SUV from the girlfriends that he loaded on the top. But I honestly do think that's probably the most likely thing to happen. So, you know, just something to cover. I wish Tiger the best. And I think the man is also addicted to comebacks. So like he was driving along and thought to himself, you know, I could win another Masters, but it would just be another Masters. Or I break both of my ankles. Then I win a Masters. Now that's a story. This man knows how to sell. So best of luck to Tiger. I hope he makes it out. So the other things I'm going to cover is which province is the Florida of Canada was a big thing on Twitter this week. And then it became a thing on Huffington Post. It's not a real thing, but we'll get into it because I'm getting a little sick of it. But first, the last sort of American topic is the Golden Globes are tonight. And the tea this week was that there are shows and movies nominated that shouldn't be. And the reason that they were nominated is because the studios pamper the people that do make the nominations. And they bring them to a fancy hotel. And it's kind of funny to me. There's a few things that are funny about it. For one, you get these awards just for bringing someone to a hotel, you know, and like if you're a movie producer and, you know, you spent all this time on the script and the plot and the actors and the director, and all you needed to do was just send someone to a $200 masseuse, you know, get them a nice buffet down at the 4.5 star, and you could have won. Well, you were wasting your time. You're wasting your time with all that stuff. But the funniest thing to me is that the article I read pointed out a specific show, Emily in Paris, which is on Netflix, and they were like, people were confused when this show got nominated, and then they found out that the studio had sent the people or whatever. Like I said, imagine you're the director of that show. If you're Emily in Paris, you're the actress in that show. And your show is so bad that you have exposed a system of corruption that's existed for 30 years. Like 30 years of just bad stuff getting through. No problem. And people watched your show and were like, wait a second, something needs to be done about this. This isn't right. We have to. Your show is so bad that it turned people's moral compasses. It turned people for the better. So really, it's good in a sense. And hopefully this does get sorted out. But wow, that shows. I almost want to watch it to see how bad it is that people would know, wait, this is not entertainment. This is a symbol of the corrupt system we live in, and something needs to be done about it. Well done, Emily in Paris. You know, that's how you change the world. Art provokes emotion. You turn people's moral compasses. It's incredible. So, you know what? I think I'll end with this BC and Canada thing because I don't want to get too worked up. I had one. You know what? Yeah, we'll do this one. So Twitter was arguing about what is the Florida of Canada, and a lot of people said BC. And I got to say, I'm getting a little sick of the Florida bashing. And it's gone on for years and years. There's a subreddit about Florida called Florida Man, and people make fun of Florida or whatever. And they're like, they're always putting it down. And like, so like the article will come out and be like, man wrestles alligator in Walmart. And people all make fun of it and laugh. It's like, do you understand how awesome a place needs to be that your life leads you to wrestling an alligator in a Walmart? Do you realize how wicked the place has to be? Here in Canada, especially in Alberta, we are constrained to our jobs that we need in order to stay warm, to keep our housing and to keep our food. Those are constraints that tie us down, that prevent me from ever being able to wrestle an alligator in a Walmart. Because people would read it and be like, this guy can't work. I can't work with this guy. In Florida, this is every day for everyone. Imagine what a great safety net they have. Like in Florida, you can literally, they don't have these constraints. You can sleep anywhere. You can sleep anywhere and you can get a shoebox full of nuggets for $4. So what are they worried about food and shelter for? They're not. You can sleep anywhere. You go to McDonald's, you give them $1, you eat for a week. That's how it goes in Florida. And yes, they have some problems with pills, but pills make some people feel great. So you're just down there, you're on your pills, you're smoking legal Waka or Flocka, whatever it's called, from the gas station. I know a thing or two about Florida. They do have some problems. But you're smoking your Flocka. This alligator's giving you the stink eye, and you're like, let's go right now. We'll go to the Walmart. I'm hungry. I'm going to hit the McDonald's and the Walmart, spend $5 for a month's worth of food, and then I'm going to fight you alligator. And then they fight it out. It is so much, the luxury. What a luxury it would be to be able to live the life of a Florida man. It is so awesome. And anybody making fun of it needs to understand that you just go to work and have a boring life in comparison to these people down in Florida. So we should be so lucky to be the Florida of Canada. That would be fantastic. It would be warm. A lot of other things that I've already mentioned. And last but not least, I'm going to sneak this one in. I usually shoot for about 17 minutes is my time. So we'll go for 3 minutes to go here. So they found a hidden message in the painting The Scream. This is cool. You know the painting The Scream? It's a very famous painting. It's got a guy on a pier, and he's doing the Home Alone. He's doing this one. So it's supposed to represent this look here. It's supposed to represent the sadness of the era, the loneliness of the era. I think what's probably more likely is that the guy's parents went to Paris without him and left him home alone, because that's what it looks like to me. But I'm no art expert. I don't know for sure. But they found a hidden message in the clouds. Maybe I'll bring it up here. Maybe I'll bring it up right here next to old Mike Tyson. They found a message in the clouds. And I was so psyched. I was like, no way. And this painting is crazy famous. It sold for $107 million. That's how much it's worth. Personally, I don't pay more than $103 million for it. Are you kidding? 107? Yeah, you kind of got taken. 103, not a dime more. But the guy wrote something in the clouds, and I was so pumped. I was like, we just figured this out. The people thought it was vandalism. No, it was the actual painter wrote it. And he wrote, this could have been painted like I screwed it up. The guy did this 100 years ago for the big reveal, and then I messed it up at the time. This could only have been painted by a madman, is what he wrote in the clouds for us to discover, which is good. But I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. Maybe I watched too much TV. I was really hoping that it would be like, I murdered James McEachern and his body's under the stairs. You know, I was hoping either a murder confession or treasure. And then we're really like, the treasure is under the stairs. Something would be under the stairs. I just written so cool. But he just kind of wrote like, you know, it's a madman. I guess it's cool. I mean, like I said, I'm not paying more than 103 million max. That's with taxes. I'm not paying more. Factoring in, not even close. Not even close. But nonetheless, it was a good week. I didn't put any sounds in the machine. I was going to put the Tiger Woods officer that found him, all excited, but I couldn't find it. I saw it on the news, and then I thought, you know what? Just speak from the heart. You already got over 30 views on the last one. The podcast is done. Squarespace, hit me up. I don't know where you are. The wallet, the Edge wallet, what is the Rock wallet? I'll never get a sponsor at this rate. Squarespace, hit me up. The Blue Pills, hit me up. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, comment, hit the thumbs down button. Don't. It'll hurt me. It'll really hurt me. Hit the thumbs up button, if anything. Have a great day.